rewrite API is probably the most dangerous API WordPress has to offer, and that's because even during the development phase of your plugin or theme, it can destroy your site. So, to kind of keep things from getting too hectic, this lecture will only be a light introduction to this API. The rewrite API allows you to modify the .htaccess file of the user's WordPress site. For those of you who don't know what this file is, you can find it in the root installation of your WordPress site. Open up this file and let's check out what's so important about it. This file allows you to control how a site works by directly editing some of the server's settings. Some of these commands aren't really newbie friendly, but let's go through it one by one. First, you'll find these hashtags with some text after it. These are considered comments, so you're free to type whatever you want after these tags without breaking the site. Next up is this conditional statement. It's written in an odd fashion, but keep in mind this isn't PHP. What this line does is check if a module called mod_rewrite is enabled. If it is, then the rest of this code will execute. This code will intercept all URL requests and make the index.php file control the requests. There are some flags in place, such as if a visitor visits a file directly that exists like image files. This way the image displays in WordPress doesn't have to use any CPU or bandwidth to handle the request. This bit of code is what makes WordPress have a clean URL structure. Keep in mind that this is only part of it, but a very important part nonetheless. The rewrite API allows us to modify this file without having to actually open it. However, unlike PHP, if this file has code in it that's invalid, it will break the site without errors. So be careful when modifying this file. Just in case though, WordPress provides this page which stores the original text of a .htaccess file. I'll provide a link in the resources section of this lecture. If you ever break the htaccess file, then just copy and paste this into the file and you should be good to go. Alright, enough talk. Let's use this API. Like I said before, this will be a light introduction to this API. Right now, I have the activation function open up for our plugin. I've run into a problem where when I create a custom post type, it won't work because the URLs aren't flushed. This varies from site to site, but the problem is all the same. To fix this, you can go into the settings, permalinks, and then just click update for the rules to be rewritten. However, this is a pain and we always just want our plugin to work out of the box. We can flush the rules ourselves programmatically. There are only two steps we need to take. The first step is to first register the custom post type. Despite this being done in the init function, WordPress won't run the init function inside the activation function, so we have to call this function manually. We previously named this recipe_init, which contains the registration of our post type. We have to register it as it contains the URL rewrite. We can now flush the rules by calling the function called flush_rewrite_rules. Try deactivating and reactivating your plugin. You should receive no errors. Just like that, we were able to flush the rewrite rules and have our plugin compatible with most WordPress sites. This step is super important if you plan on creating custom post types.